drafting.
What we got going on with the Steelers? We're supposed to talk about the Steelers today with Jesse, but as I said at the top of the show, that kind of fell through a little bit. But any news coming out of Pittsburgh?
Well, so funny enough, I know you wanted me to mention this. I went to training camp, Steelers training camp on Monday. So today is Wednesday, August 13th. Went 2 days ago, and I had the really great opportunity of meeting a couple players, most notably Mason Rudolph. Got to get a cool picture with him on the field, as well as Alex Highsmith. So great guys.
Our producer's working on pulling up those photos right now.
Yes, please pull up the photo. Yeah, I love that. But yeah, it's so I got to go see training camp. I got to watch my own viewpoint of it. It was really interesting just seeing what they were running and what kind of plays they were looking to do and some of the drills and whatnot, but I didn't really get to see too much of the defense. It was a lot of the offense this go around. Some defense, obviously. Is this the picture? Is it? Yeah. There's me and Alex Highsmith. Good guy, very good guy. Glad that I got a picture with him. Yeah,
nice guy.
Yeah, nice guy. They all seemed very tired. I mean, it was also like 90 degrees, and they're wearing pads. But yeah, Mason also very nice guy. You can see how tall he is. I'm like 5'8.25", probably 5'8.5", maybe on a good day, and he is still like almost a full head up taller than me. Big man, big guy, big money Mace right there.
So I also want to talk about like when I was downloading this photo, and I don't know if people will be able to see this, but the kid behind you, he's just like swagged up.
He's awesome.
He steals the show. He's sunglasses, the football.
He's waiting to get his football signed. I was going to say, yeah.
I think the boy behind him might be in trouble with his girlfriend, I presume. But that little dude, he's chilling.
I don't really know what's going on in that background of that picture, to be honest. I don't know. It looks like they're just talking, to be honest. I don't even remember seeing those two people, to be honest. I remember the little kid behind me, but I don't remember the couple.
That little kid looks awesome. He looks like, I like that there's no like parent nearby. He just bro skipped out of daycare and said, "I'm going to the Steelers training camp."
No, I can confirm, despite what the picture says, that he did have a parent nearby. So I just don't know if she's in the picture. She might be behind my shoulder if you look hard enough. But yeah, so I went to training camp on Monday. Very awesome opportunity to do that. But one of the things with Monday was that watching the quarterbacks play and such was very, very fascinating. One of the things that concerns me is, like among a lot of other Steelers fans, is a little bit of the running backs right now, because we had a lot of high hopes with Caleb Johnson, and his first preseason game against the Jaguars, he didn't look too hot. A lot of people were calling him the second coming of Najee Harris, which is not a good look for the next 4 years. And at in some of the drills, he kind of looked questionable, but it's hard to tell, just because, I mean, you're a rookie, you're just getting yourself acclimated to the NFL, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint something so drastic to say, oh, he's just Najee Harris 2.0 when it's just been one game. That's like me being like, I put in our text channel with me, Josh, Stan, and Alvarado. I said that, and I quote, and it's still funny, that our Steelers second and third strings stopped the Jacksonville Jaguars first strings and held them to a field goal. And I just still thought that was really funny. But yeah, so, I mean, it's preseason. Weird things like that happen. Do I expect the Jacksonville Jaguars to be bad? Not necessarily, but I don't think they're going to be that, like, I don't think they're going to look like that first drive, more or less, against like the second and third string Steelers, their offense. But what I'm getting at is that seeing camp and stuff, the quarterbacks and whatnot, didn't get to really see too much of Will Howard because he's hurt. But Aaron Rodgers looks good. It's always fun to watch him air out some passes. Mason Rudolph is also looking really good too. Skylar Thompson, he's doing solid. So I think it's nice to see what our quarterbacks have been doing. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers didn't play in the Jacksonville Jaguars preseason game, but Mason did, had a touchdown, and then Skylar Thompson played the rest of the game and had like crazy numbers. Granted, preseason game, obviously, but I mean, bro popped off like 200 plus passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, nothing like that. I think it was like a 22 of 28 game too. I mean, he was just lighting it up, which is crazy because like a lot of people weren't expecting him to climb the chart. And I still don't imagine he will really make the 53-man roster with the Steelers, not because I wouldn't want him to, but the problem is our quarterbacks are most likely going to be, at least for this season, Rodgers, Rudolph, then Howard. I can't see Howard now, since he's going to miss the entire preseason, him jumping Mason. So Mason will be 2, and then Howard would be 3, and Skylar Thompson will probably be practice squad, which I imagine with all this quarterback talk that we've been talking about with some of these other teams, I imagine he'll probably have a spot possibly somewhere else, depending on what some of these quarterback rooms look like. So
I don't know how much you paid attention to this, but Rodgers, I mean, we've heard reports of him kind of helping out these younger guys. Was that something you were able to witness at camp when you were like, did you see him talking to the younger guys a lot, kind of helping on the sidelines?
So where I was stationed, it was kind of hard to tell just because the quarterbacks and whatnot were like way further down the field. But I did see him walk up to the wide receivers at one point, which was really cool because he was like talking to them, which would have included DK and Robert Woods, and then the young guys like Roman Wilson or even Calvin Austin, if you want to consider him young, even though he's a little older. He was talking to all those guys because we were closer to the wide receiver drills and running backs at one point, but they kind of shifted around and whatnot. But a lot of the times the quarterbacks were usually down at the other end of the field. But I did see Rodgers go up talking to the receivers and whatnot. So he obviously cares about wanting to build some sort of chemistry and relationship with these guys. And I imagine it will be. It's pretty solid. He like I said, he was looking solid in some of the drills and whatnot that they were doing with the wide receivers as well. I think it's going to be interesting, though. Roman Wilson does, in fact, exist. I saw him on the sideline drinking water as well as practicing. He does exist, Steelers fans. I'm excited to see him probably mold into a wide receiver 2-3, just because I haven't heard anything about getting another wide receiver 2. But one of the things that a lot of people have been saying on Steelers radio and whatnot is that maybe Robert Woods would be the outside guy looking in for this team, which is kind of interesting considering he's like that veteran presence, but he's getting older. But he's getting quite outperformed by a lot of the younger guys. So, which we'll see, I guess. See how that goes. I mean, it's still early.
So what are you looking at? You guys play the Buccaneers, I believe, this Saturday, 7 p.m.
Yep.
What are you looking at during this preseason game? Is it Caleb Johnson? You just want to see more of him, or what will you be paying attention to?
Well, I mean, the thing with this is one of the biggest bummers of this entire preseason was not getting to watch Will Howard play. I mean, I really wanted to see what he was going to be like because there was so much hype around him, and then him fracturing his finger puts him out the entire preseason. So we will probably never watch him actually play snaps until next year, unless some crazy injury storyline happens this year. But I think Caleb Johnson will be something I want to watch. I don't know who's all starting yet at the end of the week. I know they're having some sort of dual practice sometime either today or tomorrow with the Buccaneers. It's close practice, so obviously other than media, I don't imagine anybody's going to be there, maybe wives and family, but I don't really think no general public will be there. But I think for Saturday, Caleb Johnson's definitely somebody I want to watch, but I'm curious to see if, since it's the only home preseason game for the Steelers this season, if they stick in some of the starters for a couple reps. Like, do they put in Aaron Rodgers to add to the hype? What do they do, more or less? And they've done it before where they'll stick in some sort of legendary, for example, last year they put in Kenny Pickett and they had all the starters play one quarter or literally one drive, and then that was it. And then they're like, all right, we're done. Just to get the Steelers fans hyped up during the preseason. So if Aaron Rodgers goes in, it would be kind of cool to see him throw the ball to DK Metcalf, or just to see what we got. But I mean, I think the one thing I kind of like to watch the most is the defense. I think the defense is always very fascinating just because our defense is so good. And they just continue every year to get good. And these defensive pieces that we just keep getting are just unbelievable. So it's fun to watch. your Jack Sawyers and your young guys or your Beanie Bishops and these guys that are just you're not thinking of that are just like thriving in the environment against the Buccaneers. So I'll just be kind of looking out for guys that we're not really paying attention to, and also kind of seeing the running back field too, because obviously we know what to expect with Jaylen Warren. Caleb Johnson didn't have a really good first preseason game, but it's his first one. And then quarterback, and then, maybe Kenneth Gainwell, as well as our other running back that I can't think of his name right now. But we've got a couple young guys that I would love to see what they do with him. But yeah, just kind of monitoring everything. I don't really think there's a really specific position or anything that I'm really like watching for.